we've got some breaking Texans news on today's show. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all my social media accounts to stay up to date with the latest going on around the Houston Texans. But the Texans just made a splash trade with the Cleveland Browns, and I'm going to break it down right now. Oh my goodness, guys, I just woke up. I don't know if I'm dreaming right now. I literally just rolled out of bed, watered my hair, threw this on. We've got some breaking news at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. 1 week before free agency, the Texans have decided to trade Titus Howard, their longest tenured guy on the offensive line. He's played everywhere. Right tackle this past year, he played left guard. He was entering the last year of his deal, and the Texans make a splash that is going to set the tone for the 2026 offseason for this team. Titus Howard, he was a great player. He was a great guy in this locker room, great guy on this offensive line, entering the last year of his deal though. And he immediately, after getting traded to the Browns, gets a 3-year, $63 million extension, likely what he was looking for from the Houston Texans, and they did not want to pay up that money to Titus Howard, so they ended up dealing him to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for a 5th-round pick. So let me know your instant reaction down below, your one-word reaction to the Texans trading Titus Howard. Let me know down below in the comment section. For me, I'm still reeling. I'm still trying to process all of this right now, as all of you are. My one-word reaction would be change. Major change along the offensive line. Because I think Nick Casario, D'Amico Ryans, Nick Caley, they all know something needed to change big time on this offensive line, on this offense from 2025 into 2026. And you see it here, right? Like, this move by the Houston Texans, by trading Titus Howard, immediately clears up $18 million in savings for them to spend in free agency, just like that. So I expect them to be very active in free agency, in the draft. Now, I would expect them to be drafting a right tackle at pick 28. I think from what they saw at the combine yesterday with these tackles, Monroe Freeling looked really good, Blake Miller, Max Ahinator, all these guys that are coming out of the draft, I think it is now locked and loaded. The Texans are going to take a right tackle at pick 28, if not trading up in round 1 to get a right tackle. Or, maybe they go interior O-line, but the only guys that are really returning from last year to this year, Ariante Ursary at left tackle, Jake Andrews at center, but they said they wanted to upgrade at center. So the only guy that might be returning next year might be Ariante Ursary at left tackle. And hell, he might switch over to right tackle. They might draft a left tackle in round 1, like Caden Proctor, and move him to right tackle. So we will see an entirely different Texans offensive line going into 2026. And do I like the move of trading Titus Howard? It's tough because he was so versatile for this Texans team, and honestly, one of the most underappreciated guys over the past 4 or 5 years for this Texans squad. He, like I said, he was a first-round pick, started out at right tackle, played some left tackle, played some left guard, played some right guard. The only spot on the offensive line that he did not play was the center position. And I know that his contract, this was the final year of his deal. He was set to be a free agent in 2027. And that was looming. I guess the Texans, he ended up getting a 3-year, $63 million extension from the Cleveland Browns, so $21 million a year. The Texans did not want to pay that up for Titus Howard, and it looks like they wanted to go in a different direction. The Cleveland Browns, I think, get a really good deal on this one, though. They end up extending him for 3 years, $21 million. So they already have him this year. Add 3 more years onto that. And then on top of that, they get a guy that they can play wherever they want. He can play right tackle for the Browns. He can play left guard. He can play right guard for the Browns. I mean, hell, he could probably even play left tackle for the Browns. 3 years for 21 indicates that he's probably going to play guard or right tackle. I don't think, I mean, maybe they'll play him at left tackle. That's a bargain, though, if you're paying your left tackle $21 million to be your starter moving forward. But I mean, this is also another thing that goes along with this trade. The Texans and Browns somehow still have a great working relationship even after the Deshaun Watson trade. Like, I mean, the Browns, I guess, don't hold it against the Texans how Watson has played in Cleveland, but they traded with each other last year, right? With Cam Robinson, the Texans left tackle, after Ursary took the job, they traded Cam Robinson to the Browns. Now this year, Titus Howard to the Browns. I do wish the Texans would have been able to get more than a 5th round pick for a starting offensive lineman in the NFL. I do feel like that's very, very cheap value in terms of for the Texans. He's 29 years old. He started 16 games this past year and the year before. So a 5th round pick does not seem like great value. Now, the Browns did have to go ahead and extend him immediately, so that might have played a factor into it. But I believe the Cleveland Browns have a good amount of draft capital this year. Let me just do a little research for you. Because a 5th round pick does not seem like enough. I mean, okay, they own 3 5th round picks. They own 2 1st round picks, a 2nd, 3rd, and a 4th. Yeah, so I mean, I much would have rather had that 4th round pick than a 5th round pick, because they have 2 firsts, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, and 3 5ths. The Texans now get one of those 3 5th round picks. Maybe some more capital for them to trade up in, round 4, round 3, but they add another draft pick now. The Texans now have 10 total picks in the 2026 NFL draft, assuming that it's a 2026 5th round pick. All that I've seen is saying that in exchange for a 5th round pick. I'm just assuming that it is a 2026 5th round pick. If it's not, that's even a worse trade. If it's a 2027 5th round pick, I mean, the trade is even worse. Right now, I'd probably give it a C+ for the Texans in terms of a grade for this trade, depending on what they do in free agency. Like, if they're aggressive, if they go out and get some of the top free agents out there on the market, if they're aggressive in the draft and get, a bunch of starting offensive linemen that way, then I'm more okay with it. But right now, sorry, like I said, I literally just woke up. The Texans, they only have one solidified starter going into 2026, and his name's Ariante Ursary, and he's a 2nd-year player. So, needless to say, things are starting off crazy for your Houston Texans. For more updates, more rumors, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be keeping you up to date with the latest going on around the Houston Texans, so make sure to hit that sub button for free Texans content all year long.